This shirt perfectly sums me up. I like to party. And by party, I mean read books. Hello everyone, it is Samantha and I hope you guys are having a great day so far. I am excited about today's video because it is my March and birthday book haul. That is correct. It is now April 1st and my birthday was in March, so both of those things together mean books. That doesn't just mean books, but whatever, we're going to make that sentence work anyway. If you guessed, I not only picked up a few books myself this month, but I also received some books as gifts, so this video is all about showing you guys those things, as well as some other little bookish items that I acquired this month, in addition to just like actual books. Wording is very hard today, I'm finding, but we're just gonna go with it. So first, let us get started on the books that I purchased myself this month, because there are a few, as always, because I am a book addict, and that's how things go. The first book that I picked up this month is The Star Scroll by Melanie Ron. This is the second book in the Dragon Prince series. I read the first book, Dragon Prince, a couple of months ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I've been meaning to pick up the next book in the series so I can continue on, and that is what this one is. It is a fantasy story set in kind of this desert lands area, and it follows our prince, hence the Dragon Prince, and he basically is the prince over this land, this desert land that is home to dragons, and it's kind of like this political intrigue and magic, really interesting magic that involves sun and light, and it's just a really fun series, so I cannot wait to continue on and see what happens with our characters. The next book I picked up is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This made the shortlist for the BookTube SFF Awards, so I had to read it, and I have actually read it, and I ended up really enjoying it. I think everybody kind of knows this book, but basically it takes place in an alternate London, and there are multiple alternate Londons, and our main character has the capability to travel between all of the different Londons. But soon he brings back something from one of the Londons that he shouldn't have, this black London that shouldn't even exist anymore, and chaos ensues. It's a really fun book. I kind of like the alternate universe thing going on, and I just really enjoyed it. And yeah, kudos for buying a book and reading it in the same month. The next book that I picked up is another one that's part of the BookTube SFF Awards shortlist, and that is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I don't know too much about this book, except for that it made the shortlist and I need to read it. I haven't started it yet. I do know that it kind of changes the way fantasy stories are told. It's very unique, and I'm intrigued to see what that means. And that will be this month, because I'm actually starting it this weekend. The next book I received was from Penguin in exchange for a free and honest review, and that is Dancer's Lament by Ian C. Esselmont. Ian C. Esselmont is one of the co-writers of the Malaton World, Steven Erikson being the author of the Malaton series, which includes Gardens of the Moon, Dead House Gates, etc. Steven Erikson also helped co-create this world, and he has his own series. This is the first in a series that takes place hundreds of years before the Malaton books. So it was a very, very good book. I have actually already finished reading it, and I need to film and edit my review soon. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. It, of course, follows an assassin, and this assassin enters the city. And the city ends up becoming under siege, so he's kind of trying to set himself up as this assassin. He's extremely skilled, very good at what he does. In addition to kind of getting entangled into the events of the siege and the black market politics, as well as this mysterious wizard character. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and it also kind of does a lot of foreshadowing for things that happen in the Malaton books, of which Gardens of the Moon is a part of, which I've already read. So that was pretty cool to see. It also is the backstory to two of the main characters from the Malaton books, which is Cotillion and Shadow Throne, and it was a lot of fun. I buddy read it with Michael from Bit by Radioactive Book, who has read all of the Gardens of the Moon, the Malaton books, so he was able to fill in the gaps in my knowledge because I haven't read all of them yet, so that was a lot of fun. But it was definitely a really good book, so I will be having the review out for that shortly. The next book that I received in exchange for an honest review is The 13th Continuum by Jennifer Brody. I just got this in the mail a couple of days ago. I know it's like sci-fi-esque. It sounded intriguing, the plot. It is a sci-fi dystopian novel, and it takes place like thousands of years after some cataclysmic event kind of destroys life on Earth, and it follows a civilization that is living under the ocean, as well as far in the outreaches of space, and just chaos ensues. And it sounds really exciting. I thought the setting seemed intriguing, so that's why I decided to go ahead and get a review copy. And hopefully I'll be reading this soon. I think it comes out next month, so I need to get on reading this. So very excited to see what happens in this book. The next book that I just picked up today actually is part of the Malaton series that I was just referring to, and that is Memories of Ice by Steven Erikson. This is the third book in the Malaton Book of the Fallen series, so I need to read Dead House Gates this year. I meant to read it last year and it didn't happen, and I decided to go ahead and pick up book 3, so I have it, you know, sitting there ready for me to pick up when I finish Dead House Gates. Very, very intriguing fantasy world. It's very in-depth. Tons of characters, very rich history. Both the authors, I believe, are of archaeological backgrounds. They're both archaeologists, so they're very much into like the history of these places, and it's just really, really fascinating. And it has a really interesting and kind of confusing at times magic system that includes warrens, and different magic users have the ability to access different warrens that have different types of powers, and these warrens are house these godlike beings, and it's just very, very fascinating. So I definitely recommend checking it out if you are a diehard fantasy lover, because I think you will like this series, and I needed to get book 3 so I can hopefully power through it this year. And the last book that I picked up myself this month today as well, because I took a trip to Barnes & Noble on my lunch, and that is A Dark History of the Celts by Martin Dougherty, I think is how you say it, and it's basically the history of the Celts all over Europe. So it looked like an intriguing read. I love history, like medieval history, and this is of course taking place in the dark ages of our time period in humanity. But I'm really, really looking forward to reading it. It looks like it'll be kind of fun. It shows the history of the Celts all over Europe, not just England and Ireland and Scotland, but everywhere. And it's full of a lot of pictures, because who doesn't like pictures in books? I know I do. So anyway, it was in the bargain section of Barnes & Noble, so it was only 10 bucks. And I'm like, you know what? I need to read more nonfiction this year, so I went ahead and got this guy as well. So now we are moving into the birthday section of my video, so the things I received from all of the lovely people in my life for my birthday. So let's get started. So the first book that I received from Gina from the Randomly Bookish Gina. I love Gina. She was so kindly sent me a package I wasn't expecting, so it was a lovely surprise. And the book that she sent to me was A Christmas Carol and Other Holiday Treasures by Charles Dickens. As you guys know, I love Dickens, and I love A Christmas Carol, and I love all of his Christmas stories, and I love these Word Cloud Classics editions, which is the edition that she sent me. As you can see, it's like a shiny red with a green cover, and the back looks like this. And then the end pages is, of course, Scrooge with the ghosts, and the spine looks like this. And I love these editions, and she was so kind to send this to me, so thank you so much, Gina. I can continue to expand my collection in this edition, and plus it's Dickens and it's Christmas, so yay! She also sent me a couple of other little goodies in the package, one of which was this really cool bookmark of like this globe map. I love bookmarks. It's just so cool. I love it. Just looks so cool. The tassel looks like this, and I just, yes. I like to match my bookmarks to my books, so I think this actually goes really well with classics, so good going, Gina. The second bookmark that she sent me was On the Day You Were Born, and it's different events that occurred on the day that you were born, and it kind of has like, folds out like this, but you can use it as a bookmark, and it's magnetic, so I thought that was pretty cool. And some of these things I didn't even know. Apparently, in 1797, Nathaniel Briggs patented the washing machine. Thanks, Nathaniel. Don't know what I'd do without a washing machine. Also, I didn't realize it was that early. It's a lot earlier than I would think. And she also is a Doctor Who lover, and she knows I love Doctor Who, and she sent me the little random vinyl figures you can get that you don't know which one you're going to get, and I ended up getting Captain Jack, and I don't have a Captain Jack figure yet, so this was very exciting because he's one of my favorite characters. So thank you, Gina. That was very sweet of you, and it totally made my day getting that package. The next package I received was from Amy C Books. I love Amy. She's so sweet and kind, and she sent me this fun little package that came with this super cool mug. She knows I love mugs, and I love big mugs, and I've been using this one a lot lately, and it came with coffee and teas and these cinnamon hearts that I absolutely love. And then she also sent me this really cool bookmark, which is this little zebra, and it says what's black and white and red all over, which I love that little riddle. Anyway, and it looks like this, and I actually read it with the Darker Shade Magic book because it matches it perfectly, all black and white and red, so that was very kind. So thank you very much, Amy. I loved receiving that package. It was a fun little surprise. So next up, my friend Jessie gifted me 2 books for my birthday that I am very excited about. One that I'm almost through and I'm really, really enjoying, and that is Jack of Kinrowan by Charles de Lint. Charles de Lint writes urban fantasy. It takes place in Canada, and it features fae stories in this one. It's kind of like a Jack and the Beanstalk retelling, and it features a lot of fae characters, and I love fairy stories, and I'm really, really, really liking it. I have like 70 pages left of it, and it's definitely a new favorite. I've really, really been enjoying it, so I'm hoping to finish it tonight, actually. I'm sad I haven't finished it yet, but it needs to happen. I need to stop falling asleep when I'm trying to read. And the next one that he got me is because he's wanted me to read this forever, and it will happen. Clearly, it will happen now that I own it, and I've been meaning to read it for ages, especially being a Doctor Who fan. It needs to happen. And that, of course, is Douglas Adams' The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is a Barnes & Noble edition, which I absolutely love, and of course, as you guys may know, I collect the Barnes & Noble editions, so I was very excited to get this, so thank you very much, Jessie, and I am very excited to finally read it. My sisters wanted me to read it for ages as well. I've been wanting to read it, Jessie's wanted me to read it, and it just needs to happen, and it just needs to happen. It does. I have nothing more to say. Anyway, Douglas Adams, in case you guys didn't know, was one of the writers of classic Doctor Who, so he actually plays a very prominent role in Doctor Who history. And 42, which I believe is the answer to the meaning of the universe, they paid homage to that in New Doctor Who. One of the episodes with Martha and Dr. 10 was called 42, where they had 42 minutes to get this spaceship from falling into the sun, and they were trying to pay homage to Douglas Adams. So fun fact for anybody who didn't know that. But I love this edition. I just absolutely love the Barnes & Noble editions. I just think they look really, really cool. The next couple of things I have to show you guys came from Felicia from Little Prairie Library, and she surprised me, and I'm so excited because I can't believe I don't have this either. And she sent me the Doctor Who coloring book. I've been wanting this since I knew it existed last fall, and I just haven't gotten it yet, and I'm so excited she sent it to me. I'm a Doctor Who fan. I need to have this in my life, and I like to color, so it's perfect. It's a match made in heaven, and it's just full of so many really, really cool pictures. Like, here's some Ood you can color with a Dalek in the center. And actually, have they ever done an episode with Oods and Daleks? They should. I'm so excited for this, so thank you so much, Felicia. In addition to this, she also sent me an 11 Funko Pop. Can't wait to get 9 and 12, and I am just so excited. So thank you so much, Felicia. You are a doll, and that totally made my day. The next book I was sent came from Katie Loves to Read, and she sent me The Palace Job by Patricia Weeks. I've been wanting to read this. I can't remember how I ran across it, but it seemed really, really intriguing because it's kind of like a Lies of Locke Lamora story. So it's like heists with thieves, and it just seemed like it would be a really fun story. And it's supposed to be humorous, which I also really enjoy. So it kind of follows this ex-soldier. He's like a former prisoner, and he has to kind of assemble this motley crew of thieves, which include a shape-shifting unicorn, a cynical illusionist, a death priestess, a talking magical warhammer, and this random kid who apparently has no skills. And it just sounds like it's going to be really funny and fun, and I cannot wait to read it. So thank you very much, Katie, for sending this to me as well. And I just anticipated I'm going to enjoy it. Like, you have a feeling? I have a feeling I'm gonna like it. I just do. All these lovely ladies who sent me these little surprise packages, their channels will be linked down below, so be sure to check out their channels because they all have great videos and they deserve all of the love. So thank you all very much. You guys were fantastic. The last 3 books I have to show you guys came from my wonderful parents for my birthday, and the first one is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. So I have finally completed the Puffin and Bloom Classics editions. I know there's an Alice in Wonderland one that they just came out with, but it's actually in a different format from these, and I don't like Alice in Wonderland. Sorry guys, just not the biggest fan, so I probably won't get that one, but I finally have this one, which completes it because I have Anna Green Gables, Heidi, and Little Woman, and I just love these Puffin and Bloom editions. I just think they look really, really cool. And I love naked hardbacks, too. And this was one of my favorite books from when I was a kid. I love Frances Hodgson Burnett, who also wrote The Secret Garden, which is another one of my favorite books. So thank you guys. I'm really, really excited to have it. And the next one also completes a certain set of books that I like to collect, and that is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen in the Word Cloud Classics edition. I have Emma, Persuasion, and Sense and Sensibility in these editions already. For some reason, they don't have Mansfield Park or Northanger Abbey, but I'm hoping that they will come out with those soon. They haven't done so yet, but crossing my fingers they will. So they gifted me a Pride and Prejudice, which I've been wanting for a while, so I finally own all of the Jane Austens they have in this edition, and I love this edition so much, as you guys know. So it looks like this. It's like this pinkish magenta color with the blue writing, and the spine looks like this. And all of the Word Cloud Classics have a different design. This one, of course, is a flower, and then the end pages look like this, which is the same symbol on the spine. So very, very pretty book, and I'm very excited to own it. The last book that my parents gifted me, I was very, very excited to get because as soon as I saw Robin Hobb endorsed the book, who is one of my favorite authors, I knew I needed to read it, and it's actually been a pretty popular book this year, and that, of course, is Truth Wisher by Susan Dennard. It takes place in this witch land, and there's many different types of powers, but our main character has the power to differentiate a truth from a lie, which of course can become quite troublesome or be used by the wrong people, etc. So it seems like it'll be a fun story. Ever since Robin Hobb said she liked it, I've been intrigued to check it out because I love Robin Hobb. So I'm very excited to read this one, which I'm hoping will be this year. In addition to books, my parents got me a few bookish things. One of those, of course, is this t-shirt you saw in the intro, which says, again, I like to party. And by party, I mean read books, which is literally the only type of partying I do because I'm an introvert and I don't like crowds and I don't like parties. They no. So this is very fitting for me, and I love this shirt to bits. They also got me this really, really cool mug. As you guys know, I love mugs. I did a mug collection video a couple weeks ago, and this mug is a quote from Pride and Prejudice, and it says, "If a book is well written, I always find it too short." Very true, Austen. Wiser words have never been spoken. So this is a very cool mug, and I love the shape of the handle, and I've been using it a lot in the evenings. So thank you, Mom and Dad. The last item that they gifted me that's a bookish is this really, really pretty locket in the shape of a book with a rose on the front. I absolutely love this locket. It's a perfect length, and I like the copper, and it is just very, very, very pretty, and I like jewelry and necklaces, and the fact that it's a locket is just kind of cool. So I'm gonna have to get some little pictures to put in here. So thank you everyone who gifted me all of these wonderful books and bookish items. You guys are all too kind, and it totally made my birthday. I had a very, very lovely birthday, so thank you guys so much. I know I keep saying that, but really, thank you. All right, guys, that is it for my March and birthday book haul. You'll have to let me know what you think of these books, if you've read any of them, if you're intrigued by any of them, just anything you want to throw down in the comments, feel free to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until my next video, happy reading. Bye. Answers lamented by